Yeah, you have to like manually do it, like per caster. It's kind of a hassle.
It's okay, I'll be hopping out of here, so.
If you want me to, I can come to feel like.
True, we can all make out some stuff when we're playing.
I don't need anything.
If you work better under pressure.
Did you guys see we're doing 100 RP?
I did, yes.
Technically, I think so. We're happy to vote.
Yeah, I voted on mine. I vote my badge. I thought my badge was just 114, bro. I know, just longer enough. Don't be throwing weed.
I'm sorry. Did you not? Were you not in the same Helix call the other night?
Dude, Helix is a different beast. Okay, it's okay.
That was brutal.
All right, guys, you have the information. Scott just posted it. So.
Got you.
Ah, damn. One of these days, I want to see Icebox. Can we get an Icebox, please?
I'm sorry, what?
I want to see Icebox play.
You are the one who what? 14 on box or what? Projecting?
I don't know what you're
Yeah, it's Ascent, and then it's Chase. And then if there's a third map, then that's going to be
Split.
if it's a third map.
Thus far, we haven't had a third map on stream. Knock on wood. Just watch out. The captain voices are coming I'll do it again.
Let me talk right now and tell me if you hear it coming through the stream or not. Shark bait.
It's a 2-minute delay, so.
Wow.
Yeah, they're still peeking through every once in a while. The music's pretty much drowning them out, but I think I'm going to hear
BBF baby.
Aren't they sending to Master? Isn't that what the M is?
I was like, I really don't make this up. I don't like to screw with producers ever.
I think if you have it on, if the M is checked, they're gonna go to Master, which is, like, they're always gonna be live. Pretty sure that's what it is. every problem new. It's always. Yeah.
I do appreciate that now. Lindsay and Steezy are like, all right, we just won't talk until we know it's fixed.
I am a man. I am a man of the people.
I'm on.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Safe and it's a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you one more chance. You're only living in your damn head. Without you by my side, I can't survive. I need you to survive. Cause without you by my side, I can't survive.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move.
What is up, everybody? It's Beanies and Speezy coming at you from the CF1 Twitch channel. You may have missed us yesterday, but you know, snowstorms can only hold us down for so long because we're back this week. We got some Central Group 2 action going down here today, and specifically, we're going to be seeing the likes of Oregon State University taking on the Alabama Crimson.
Absolutely, Beanies, and super exciting night here tonight, as you stated. Oregon State 2-0 on top of that group, and Alabama 1-1 right now. So if Alabama are able to take down the Oregon State Beavers, they will all be on even playing ground, and I believe there's a 4-way tie in that group for first place. So a lot on the line here tonight. I'm interested to see how Oregon State can play with the opportunity to go into first place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is round 3. We do have quite a few rounds left to go, 9 rounds total to be getting through in these groups, so there is a lot of fighting left to be had, but these early matches are going to be felt later on in the spring competition, so you got to make sure you put your best out on the field every single time. And Speezy, Oregon State has had no issue doing that in their previous 2 games, going 2-0 respectively against the likes of, as I pull that up right now, Akron Esports and Texas Longhorn Gaming. I mean, these guys have been an unstoppable force, and there has yet to be an immovable object to get in their way.
Absolutely. They've been playing cracked out of their minds. Some of the players to look out for on this team, Custard, one of those players I'm looking for, as well as Rio. So,
Stop, drop, and roll, Speezy. I'll pick it up for you.
There we go.
He's back. He's back. Don't worry. It's all good.
Don't worry.
You want to finish the thought? You were giving us the players to look out for.
Absolutely. Rio and Custard are going to be both of the players that I'm keeping my eyes on. players who can frag immensely, but are also very well versed in doing the little things, not forcing or not biting on rotations and staying true to their sights. So really want to see how these teams can, how these two can stack up when they're playing against the likes of the Alabama Crimson Tide. And like you said, Beanies, the Crimson Tide at 1-1, they've beaten they've lost to Michigan State and they've beaten Indiana University. So either way, both games have gone 3 maps. So we could be in for the long haul tonight, but if Oregon State shots are hot, this could be wrapped up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and their shots are going to be firing out first on the map pick of Ascent. Now, we do have the map bans happening prior to the stream even going live, with the Alabama removing Icebox and Oregon choosing to remove Bind. It's always interesting seeing Bind removed from the equation, but with Ascent being our first map we're going to be loading up on here in just a little bit. Ascent is a map I know you and I are very familiar with as a duo in general. I feel like we get that map quite a lot when we're calling these matches, but that just lends itself to being able to predict or possibly see any cheesy little strats that come out. So Speezy, you're the Crimson Tide right now. You're looking at this giant in OSU in your group. You're looking at them and thinking, holy moly, we got to take them down. You're on Ascent game 1. How do you feel about going on Ascent attack game 1? What do you pull out? How do you get the momentum rolling?
It's a difficult one, but I think one of the things that they have to do is they have to stay coordinated and they have to win the fight for mid control. If they can take middle, that really open up the entire map. Once they can go cat, tree, they can throw a fake or two here and there. So I really want to see them establish a mid presence early and dominate that fight throughout the match. On the opposite side of things, though, if you're the Oregon State, I think you have the advantage.
It could be the state of Oregon for all we know.
A little bit of both. Oregon Trail was a great game. So hopefully this one is too. But if you're Oregon State, I think that you have an easier time starting on defense. You don't have to force anything. You can let them come to you. And once those shots start flowing, then you can start to mix it up a bit. But I think right now, all the pressure is going to be on the Crimson Tide tonight.
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones who are going to have to take down this early giant in Oregon State University. And the Crimson Tide, a lot of these situations when you have not only a giant to take down, but you're going to be putting the attack forward first, you're going to be the one who really has to show off the kind of practice and strategies that you have. It can be kind of daunting in some situations. I mean, we all know that, you lose a pistol round, then you start to think, well, that bonus round's going to fall right afterwards. And then you really feel the pressure in that first gun round. And I mean, if you're not feeling yourself in those first 3 rounds, that can really snowball into giving up, a couple more. So Alabama, it's really going to be important that we see them show off that they are a practice team and that they are confident in their executes. And quite honestly, to your point of taking over that that mid area as a whole, it really lends itself to so many different opportunities on Ascent. If you take over that mid area, you can get control of pizza, you can get control of market, you can choose to go over the B site, or my preferred choice actually is you can head through CT spawn, and then you really have your pick of the litter, because then you can head towards left and right. And I think if we see something like that, that's cream of the crop, showing that Alabama came ready and prepared.
Absolutely, and I want to see what the IGLs have prepared for tonight. Like you said, we're in week 3, so there are some tapes on these teams. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Oregon has played on stream once before, so you can prepare a bit better for your opponent. It's a thing where if these players are as dedicated as we think they are, they're doing this night in, night out. Not only are they hitting solo queue, hitting aim labs, and practicing their shot, but making sure that the strategies are on point. And I know what everybody's thinking. Speezy, isn't the middle of the map the most important part on every single map? And to answer that, not necessarily. If you take a map like Bind, for instance, my spot to watch on Bind is a place like Showers. Showers can influence something so much. But again, we're on Ascent tonight, middle of the map. Let's see where this is going to go. And we are still on the live patch, so no frenzy. The frenzies will still be 400 credits. Nothing crazy going on with that. We've seen a lot of things. Frenzies, classics, right clicks. I'm here for all of it tonight, Beanies.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. And, while we're just waiting for these players to finish getting in the lobby, I believe one player had a slight tech issue. So just getting that sorted out so they can be all fully equipped and ready to go to put their best foot forward when we load into game 1. But we've given the Alabama a chance to, or I guess we've taken the chance to show what Alabama could really be doing. But what can we be seeing from Oregon? Because, these guys are 2-0. They're really doing some big work in this second central group. But, you don't want to really get too big for your britches, as I like to say. You don't want to overstep your bounds, so to speak. So how do you really handle being the favorite in a match like this? And do you think that can actually be something that affects people?
I think it certainly can be. And like you pointed out earlier, the pistol round and going into the subsequent rounds after that are going to play a huge factor. If they get overconfident, they win that pistol and it's a flawless round, or they only lose 1 or 2 members, that can really snowball in their mental game. If their Discord is popping off, players are excited, they're saying, oh, this is no contest, we're going to steamroll these kids. Once they get to gun rounds, I mean, anything can happen. It's an even playing field. So I really would love to hear their communications tonight. And again, I think if they are staying level-headed, even-minded, if they have an upperclassman on the team who can keep that the intensity, if you will, a bit lower, just again in their communications and clear comms, we'll see a much cleaner OSU than what we've seen in the past. Again, 2-0, it doesn't get much cleaner than that, but I think they could be in for a really, really promising showing here.
Exactly. That's what you got to be expecting from a team like OSU. And folks, thank you again for hanging out with us at CF1. And we appreciate you guys hanging out with us all the time at CF1. And so if you follow us on Twitter, you should be doing that right now if you don't already. But you will be familiar with the fact that we might be giving away a nice little $100 or so, maybe a few little credits in Valorant to be giving you some sweet little bundles here and there. Maybe buy the new glitch pop, maybe buy that new leaked skin bundle that's coming out very soon. You know, a little All you gotta do is head on over to the CF1 Twitter. You'll find out more info on how to get this $100 RP giveaway into your possession. You can enter the sweepstakes in numerous different ways, but I won't be explaining that to you. That's why you're heading over to our Twitter, my friend. So please do that when you have a chance to break away from all this action. We're going to be bringing you guys tonight on the CF1 Twitch channel. Again, Oregon State University going to be taking on the likes of the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. And folks, this is going to be a hell of a game.
Agent select. Let's take a quick look here. We see Toasty on that Jet. Jet is going to play a huge part in winning this mid battle. If Toasty can get going, they can pick up the operator. That is going to be all the difference. So really looking for this battle between Toasty and Neon to pop off here today.
And so, Speezy, we're really only seeing 2 differences between these lineups right here. Interestingly enough, as an Omen main, I am a big fan of seeing the Omen still getting some love. Brimstone not going to be showing up just yet. You know, a lot of opportunities to use that paranoia. But what's really catching my eye is the slight difference we have where we see both Cypher and Killjoy being selected. And if Series locks in this Phoenix, then it's a Phoenix and Reyna as the other difference between his lineups. How do you feel about these slight changes, starting off with the Cypher versus that Killjoy?
The Cypher Killjoy matchup is an interesting one, right? The Cypher, they're both going to lock down a site, but on a map like this, if Cypher can stay alive, I believe they can have a lot more impact than this Killjoy can, because if Killjoy has to rotate over to a different site, she's going to lose her turret or have to bring it back, and that's got a decent, I believe it's a 9 or 10 second cooldown until she can replace that. So Cypher's cameras, Cypher's trap wires, they're going to stay active as long as they're alive. So I think the Cypher Killjoy matchup advantage Cypher right now, but hey, a good Killjoy turret is all the difference. It gives you that 6th man of the year, if you will.
Exactly. It gives you that Scottie Pippen effect. You know, sometimes you just need that end one showing up in your backcourt and making sure that Michael Jordan looks as good as he possibly can, folks. But we'll have to see who steps up and has their Michael Jordan performance here as OSU and UA taking the battlefield. You can see the initial purchases. No surprise to many of us. You will be seeing quite a few frenzies being thrown in the gauntlet here. But something that you want to take note of is the Omens both going with that light armor buy and the classic. So you got to assume they're putting that other 400 credits into the paranoia. So watch out for these Omens to be using that paranoia in round 1 to make a play, or they might just be throwing away those credits. And that's the risk of buying that 400 in round 1.
Yeah, when that paranoia was 200 credits, you could feel okay if you don't hit somebody, but now at 400, it is a huge investment. And here we go. UA already getting started quickly. Shen's going to take down Neon there, and that is the B site. Spike will get planted, and Beanies, that's a quick start for the side of UA.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about the Crimson Tide needing to do here. Alabama really needed to get onto the site, force the flip, and then now they're the ones that can hold the angles. They're the ones that are going to be on the defensive, but you see a trade coming out there, one apiece going to eventually fall over into a 2 versus 3 on the site with Alabama having to play from behind, but Shorty K going to be taking down one, Custard taking down the other one, leaving just one member standing on the offense, but OSU going to show off their capabilities and retaking a site, and that's going to be a 1-0.
And, you know, I do like that play there from the University of Alabama. They tried to get started quickly. They moved together as a unit. No one strayed away too far, and they got the spike down. That's going to give them the little bit of extra credits they need to possibly force a buy into this round as we see Zen taking out that Stinger. Stinger light armor is a combo, but look at Rio.
Talk about Rio. Talk about Rio.
Beanies, I know you're a fan of the 5 Ares meta. Rio hopefully going to make the case.
The 5 Stinger meta.
5 Stingers, it's viable, but I don't know how I feel about that full shield. Oh, Beanies, this could be a disaster if they lose this round. They are all out of credit. Every single one of them across the board. This is dangerous.
But I also kind of like it, Speezy. I mean, we saw in the first round how UA really just knew how to get on the B site. They cut off with smokes. They just went onto the site, gave up a kill, took a kill back. Now we're seeing the same thing happen again, but on A site. Unfortunately, that's not going to be going in their favor in any form, any way. My God, Speezy, I didn't even have a chance to catch my breath. That's going to be OSU dropping all members of UA almost instantaneously when they rush the site. And now exactly what you were afraid of comes to fruition. This third round, which you tend to think is, you know, quite a battle, feels very one-sided for OSU.
Yeah, this round is going to be very difficult now. And it looks like the play, if I'm looking at the minimap here, that UA is trying to run is a bit of a fake. They're going to send 3 members. Looks like 2 A site, possibly 1 middle. So what I was looking for was the 4A, spike goes B, and try to force some rotations for an easy spike plant, get those extra credits. But Beanies, as you stated, they are in dire straits economically already. This is almost all but guaranteed a 3rd round for OSU. And we said it before. If their communications, they're getting a little too big for their britches, as you like to say, this could be dangerous here for OSU.
Oh my gosh, wow, Toasty really just risking it for the biscuit there, folks, and unfortunately there was going to be no gravy on the side of that one as UA is going to lose every member. Eventually Zen going to fall down as well. OSU taking that 3-0 round lead. As, you know, we predicted, so nothing too crazy, but now we get our delayed gun round coming in here. Finally, UA able to get some purchases in, and unfortunately, their credits are quite low here, Speezy. But if you keep in mind, they've lost enough rounds where they've built up quite a backup bank if they do lose. So it's not the end of the world, but you need to get that first tally mark.
Yeah, that loss bonus is going to be quite hefty for them. But Beanies, I don't even know if we can really consider this a gun round. Look at the buy of OSU. There was 2 Stingers, a Bucky. They haven't really invested into this round just yet. So they're looking to take these guns that they bought in the second round as far as they can, as we see Toasty being forced back, 44 HP already. Cyphercam's going to spot out 2 of them, Beanies.
Oh, yeah, that Cyphercam's going to be useful, but I think the Molly was a little more useful, getting the HP of Jet down to what, 40, I believe, maybe 30. Yeah, 44 right there, you see, folks, but a nice job to stay alive there for Toasty, as even if you only have 1 single HP, staying alive provides more than enough for your team. Just depends if UA is going to be able to get those X to Y trade kills when needed, but here we go, folks. We mentioned it on the pregame show. We mentioned it. We wanted to see UA taking over that mid. They are finally going to be pushing up through the mid lane. They're going to be looking for a way onto B site. Zen, nicely done, going to be taking down Neon, who was trying to rock the Bucky, but unfortunately the boat didn't take him any longer. Custard going to be taking down one. You can see the 3 members of OSU are now going to have to play, no, 2 members, excuse me, folks. Rio still on the site, going to be left in the middle of nowhere, but Dragonfly going to be one of the 2 remaining members to try and take back the site, as UA have planted the spike and they're the ones on defense now. But Dragonfly able to pick up that Vandal, a massive grab here for the Cypher from OSU, and you can see he's trying to lamp the wall bangs, trying to lamp any possible shots that he can. Going to be looking for 1 elimination, can't even find that though. Reyna going to be getting that. No, that's going to be Shori 2K, but Siri's going to be dropping side, going to be taking that one, cannot find Nemo, and UA going to be getting their first round win.
Yeah, and props to UA. They had their game plan. They executed very quickly onto that B site, and they stayed strong. Oh, Beanies, I see it. Neon.
Yeah, there we go, Neon.
2, but that big green gun, as we like to call it. The operator is out, and the battle for mid is on. Toasty does not have one of their own, so We've seen UA contest from mid control the past 2 rounds. Now this is going to be where the game really gets going. Neon has to establish this operator early and make UA scared to even peek middle. Spots the cape there, smokes him off. Oh, and takes a Nemo through the smoke.
That was a nice shot through the smoke, dropping the opper. Exactly what you want to be seeing here from the offense. UA going to be finding a brief moment to go for this attack, to go for this push past the sightline of B that was being held so well by the operator, but that's going to be series, evening up the score at 4 apiece in Agents. But you can see the Bladestorm has been used by Toasty, going to be putting that to great effect. Killjoy ultimate also thrown down as well, cutting off any possible routes of entry here. You're really going to be feeling the effects of this if you get caught. And then you can see Rio throwing out an ultimate as well. Everybody's just trying to throw their ultimates into the bag this time, and Rio going to be pulling out more than just a rabbit in this hat, taking down one and giving us a 3-on-3 as the spike will finally be getting initiated.
Yeah, and that wall bang there from OSU on Heaven, just barely missing Toasty's head. 3 ultimates available for UA, and Toasty goes off. Toasty with a 4K shuts the round down, and that's going to give them their 2nd round win.
That's a big round right there, Speezy. And folks, I just want to remind you, anyone in our Twitch chat, if you're feeling a little frisky, you want to gamble away those channel points or something, you can throw a prediction into the Twitch chat, get talking, get hype, talk about which team you want to see winning, and put your channel points where your mouth is, folks, and see what happens. I mean, you know, it's kind of like upvotes or gold on Reddit. You know, it doesn't really get too far, but I mean, you can do some cool things in chat, I think, you know.
Yeah,
shout out to Scott. He probably set that up. Shout out to you, Scott.
Appreciate you, Scotty. Always looking out. And Beanies, I don't know if you saw, but Toasty was able to pick up the operator from the dead body of Neon. So now the roles have flipped a bit, as it looks like they're going to push into this B garage. Neon is nowhere to be found at the moment, so no contact is had just yet until Zen's recon drone finds Cypher back middle. Beanies, I like the slow approach here from UA. They had the last round. They're feeling pretty good, and they say, okay, OSU's got guns, so do we. This is a pretty even playing field right now. At least until Rio did that.
Exactly. Rio going to be striking first blood in the 6th round here, giving OSU a nice opportunity to play with their food. When you're on the defense and you get that first blood, forcing the 5 versus 4, you can be so methodical about how you play, because it's honestly just, like I said before, X to Y. You get an elimination, you trade it out, but Rio just taking it a step further and then some, getting the 3-piece before getting dropped there by Toasty's operator. But Toasty is feeling himself right now, going to be finding 1 elimination. Nemo also going to be breaking the bank there. And you can see Alabama, they have an opportunity to play the mental game now. This is where Valorant is such an incredible game. You can see UA, they're going towards A site, forcing OSU to take their time to scan, to be really cautious about where Alabama could be coming from. But the spike goes down on A, and now it's going to be up to Toasty. It's going to be up to Omen to try and get the tying round here in the 6th round. And OSU has both members going through this top side here. Speezy. It's going to be Toasty taking down Neon with the ball. Toasty making it look so easy. Throw that in a montage while you're at it. That's a 4K for University of Alabama's Jet.
Toasty going absolutely ballistic there to save the round. I almost criticized the positioning that Nemo and Toasty take. Traditionally, I'd rather see that operator go into the back of into a main and send Nemo in the hell position. But I mean, Toasty, I can't say anything when you're hitting shots like that. That was just downright dirty.
Oh my god, absolutely. Not even, you'll need a few showers after that one, because that was absolutely filthy right there, my friends. You see the paranoia is going to come out early here. And look at the aggression from the defense, Speezy. They are not happy after that last round, and you can see it. They are looking to find any kind of W off of this very light purchase that's coming through, but Psy going to be putting a stop to any cheesy little eliminations that might have come through there. And OSU really just trying to find any kind of scraps they can on this light buy round. But on the other hand, Alabama cannot afford to give up too much to the light purchases from OSU.
And I believe Toasty hit that shot onto Dragonfly on the Cypher. If you look at the HP at the top of your screen, Cypher's got 20 HP left. So really just looking to anchor a site now, not take any fights. is Dragonfly, but Nemo takes down Neon there, and it's a 5v3 situation. UA, they look prepared, Beanies. They look like they've been in the lab, and they've been playing together for quite some time.
The Lear's going to come outside, trying to play entry here. No looking just yet from the defense. OSU, again, they're just trying to find any kind of small wins that they can. An elimination, huge. Dropping the operator, even bigger. But the spike from UA is going to get down. And getting a retake on here is going to be very difficult, as you can see. 2 members already eliminated, and Rio just trying to survive and, I guess, salvage whatever's possible here with the exit frags.
Yeah, I really, really have to commend UA's commitment to clearing this B site. They checked every single corner. They didn't want to take any chances of leaving a member from OSU in that back area. So cleared everything out, got the spike down, and Beanies, that's 4 straight for them. After they dropped that pistol, they bought into it the second round with those stingers, lost that one, and then ever since, they've had weapons in their hand. They've been doing some serious work. And look at the script now. OSU, look at their economy. 400 credits, 0, 0, 300, and 200. I mean, these players are going to be very starved for cash if they lose this round on the side of OSU.
Exactly, and we talked about the David and Goliath matchup that we're seeing here, and right now Goliath has taken a shot or two in that Achilles tendon, and they're really getting dropped down to the lower point. It's shout out to all my anime fans. There's a little bit of a Beast versus Levi, you know what I'm talking about, folks, but unfortunately for Alabama, they still have quite a long road, and OSU is not the team to be given up at just the 8th round. So what they're going to be doing here, as my co-caster said, this is a tough round for OSU to go down in. So you got to expect this defense is going to be playing cautious. They're going to be looking for guaranteed kills. They're going to be looking for guaranteed trades. They're going to be looking for guaranteed eliminations wherever they can find them. Zen, a shot in the dark's going to find Rio taking down 1. That's going to be his counterpart, Sova, being eliminated, and that's going to be the go button here for the offense. And you can see the trades coming through, but OSU is on the short end of the stick, going down 2 versus 4. And again, Cypher is going to be one of the remaining members here. Dragonfly, time and time again, staying alive like the team needs, but not able to be getting these multi-man clutches that's so expected of the Cypher. And now Neon is very hard to get on the site. Sai holding down the line of sight, going to be taking down Dragonfly, and Neon going to have to think twice. You got the operator, you got the full armor. Try and save this round, my friend.
Yeah, and Beanies, I don't know if you caught what Toasty was able to do there on a main. The double updraft with the Blade Storm dropped Nemo to 50 HP. Or excuse me, not Nemo. They dropped Custard to 50 HP, and that made the job all that much more easier. Of hot hands from the Phoenix, or even just one lone random bullet from a Phantom or a Vandal, and that got the job done, though. Neon gonna take down the opposite op, so that could be a big play, something we'll have to look out for, unless UA decide to, or excuse me, unless UA opt to buy the operator again.
I see what you did there, Speezy.
I'm just trying to be like you, rocking the boat, and as we see, Toasty gonna stick with that Vandal. I mean, we saw Nemo take the challenge middle against Neon's op and come out on top, so anything is possible. Lightning can strike twice in the same place, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but in the same vein, if we're talking about lightning strike, and we've seen a blind shot Vandal one tap through the smoke, and that can be one of the most painful ways, if not the most painful way, to lose an operator. Definitely up there with like a showstopper elimination or something along those lines. But oh, Neon, patient, almost a little too patient there, but does take down Zen, giving the defense a nice reprieve here as OSU. They are playing with mere scraps, except for that operator that they were able to salvage. That's going to be a crucial part of this retake to come in here. That's going to be not even crucial, monumental. But Toasty through the wall, folks. You got to catch that. Think twice before you walk through market. The lineups are beautiful. You can tell Alabama, they have come to play today. This team, they are prepared. They are practiced. And my God, Toasty is just on a different level than everybody else inside this lobby right now as it's breaking down to a final 2 versus 2 stand here on the site. But that's going to leave just Custard after Rio goes down. Toasty, a 1 or 3 eliminations in this round. But then Custard going to get dropping 1. Toasty, the one who was eliminated. Custard now having to play with fire. A little flick of the wrist, not going to find Sai with the target reacquisition. UA getting their 6th round win. And Speezy, UA guaranteed at least a tie on the offensive ascent. That's massive.
It certainly is, Beanies, especially with the way they started this half, being able to at least take a tie ball game into half. It's huge. That's great for their mental. They've seen what Oregon State has done to some of these other teams, and it's just been absolute stomps. So I wonder if this is just a case of OSU coming in a little bit cocky or not warmed up, or UA is just playing like we've never seen them before. I think right now it's just that all you can say is shift enter toasty diff. Like that's all it is to it.
That you're not wrong there. Toasty is definitely the X factor. Look at that, making it look like child's play at this point. Dropping series, a nice little tailwind onto the site, but he doesn't even need to think twice about anyone shooting him from behind because his team is covering beautifully, not losing a single gun trade, and that's OSU left with just 2 members here to try and retake the site. And again, Speezy, it feels like it's constantly Alabama. They're rushing these sites. They're quick. They're decisive. And they're winning trades again and again. And you'll love to see this from the team that we pegged as the underdog coming into this game. And they are 1 agent elimination away from guaranteeing a winning first half right here. Alabama playing absolutely fantastic, but Neon going to try and take them down a notch, but Sai is picking up Toasty where they fell, and that's going to be the 7th round win for Alabama.
And one thing that I like that Alabama is not doing is they certainly are not limit testing. What I mean by that is they're not just seeing, okay, are our shots that good and taking ridiculous peaks. They're still playing the same way they've won these 7 straight rounds. They're playing together, they're playing concise, and they are just executing so quickly. As soon as that first contact is made, there's immediately a frag going out, and they're committing together. So I really want to commend them on that. Would I like to see Toasty do a little bit of limit testing? Yeah, why not? You're 16-7, but at the same time, only let that one player who's really popping off make that difference.
You should run.
Oh, you see right there, Killjoy Ultimate has been used, but folks, take note, it's a bait, it's a switch. They are going towards A site. They are running away from the execute of the ultimate. And Alabama, this is coaching, this is practice, this is teamwork here, everybody. This is what you want to see from University of Alabama, as they are going to get the spike down after a brilliant bait with the Killjoy ultimate. And they're going to force OSU to retake a site they have had immense difficulty retaking this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, this is an uphill battle for OSU. They bought the fake that UA put out with that Killjoy ultimate, and it's almost like UA conditioned OSU to believe that they were going to go there, because not only was it the Killjoy ultimate, there was a Lear that was also sent out, so as the Nanoswarm from Shorty gets a custard, but they have conditioned this this OSU team. Oh, they're sticking the spike. Beanie's sticking the spike. That's a round absolutely stolen, and as soon as he gets pulse, he does. That's adding insult to injury right there. What a round from Series, going big for the team when it matters
Speezy,
most.
That's a momentum changer right there. If we see OSU take this round, that is going to be a point to remember. Series pulling off not only the defuse, but getting that double kill at the tail end as well. It's so awesome to see that kind of work come out, especially when they're going down, they're losing round after round. You can see how many rounds is that? 7 rounds in a row, folks. OSU lost 7 rounds in a row before that one. What? That's insane. But this is their chance to come back. They can win this round and go into halftime with the momentum and try and do the same thing that UA did on offense. But this Alabama squad is showing incredible prowess on the attacking side, and they have chosen B site as their location. Toasty, a name we've said time and time again, going to be getting themselves called once more alongside Nemo as UA takes control of the site and gets the spike plan.
Yeah, Beanies, you talk about momentum, and it looks like as of right now, UA is still feeling it in their favor. All 5 members are on site holding this spike. They don't want to let this round go to waste, as we see a wild shot through the wall, tag Neon, and this operator that was picked up by Series last round has yet to make an impact. They need to make a move. There's no saving. It's last round. Tailwind's out of dodge, just barely misses it. And Beanie's the time. There's not much left for OSU to get this one down.
No, there's not nearly enough time. Even if they had won the gun duels right there, they weren't going to get the spike defused, and that's going to be Alabama getting their 8th round win on offense and really putting a stop to any talks of a momentum switch, as they're winning 8-4 against the undefeated OSU. They are absolutely putting in work here. And we'll have to see if Alabama can keep it up on the defense.
Yeah, and traditionally, like we said, Beanies, this is a map where defenders have shown off a strong suit. This is a map that you usually see 8-4, 7-5 on the defending side, but now that we have that on the attack, or that UA was able to get that on the attacking side, I mean, this is really an uphill battle for OSU. This Killjoy from Shorty is going to have to do a phenomenal job of locking down one site to allow Toasty, to allow Nemo to just kind of maneuver throughout the map, lurk, and create openings on this defensive side.
Here with the pistol round, you can see OSU taking their time, not even in possession of the spike right now, folks, as they're going to be just feeling out their opponents, getting a sense for who's where. And the big thing is you want to figure out where that Killjoy is. You want to make sure you don't walk into an alarm bot. You don't walk into a turret because, folks, even if you purchased armor this round, it's only 25. And look at that, Rio sniffs out the turret. And you can tell that Killjoy was in at least the near vicinity because the turret was active still. And Shorty actually gets snuffed out for where they were located. So that's going to be Killjoy dropped to 40 HP. Neon going to be striking first blood on the other side of the map. And finally, the spike has been picked up by Omen. But Zen going to be dropping Neon here. And Speezy, it looks like A-Site's going to be the choice here for OSU.
And this is the right call. Oh, as I say that, though, Zen takes down Dragonfly and maybe puts a stop to it. No, they're going to commit to A-Site. So 3 players against this Killjoy. Left. 10 Killjoy hold off. We know what we say, Beanies. It's easier to retake as 4 than to hold as 1. So I like the play there from Shorty. Wait for your teammates. Wait for the reinforcements. And look at the flank, Beanies. Look at the minimap. Toasty's on the flank. This is the battle that could win the round here. I think they spotted each other as the dark cover is going to come out, though. Then finds Rio. Shorty finds the wall bang onto Series, and Custard is trapped in the wine cellar. I hope they have a couple of extra bottles down there for Custard.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be drowning his sorrows away after a lost pistol round here, folks. And OSU not looking like the undefeated team that they came into this game as. And Alabama looking like a different beast entirely here, going 9-4, taking that pistol round. And they're going to be looking to keep this ball rolling downhill, folks. Taking a look at the buys. OSU understands that their backs are being put up against the wall quite a bit as they are matching the full buys from Alabama. But just look at the difference in how this affects their economy, folks. You can see it already. There are plenty more credits in the hands of UA here as the round's going to start up, and OSU really has to put their best foot forward.
And I'm expecting this dark cover here. Oh, nice Toasty. And I like that dark cover from Nemo, right? Pushing it back, sending it out a bit further to create more space. That's what you want your Omens and your Duelists to do. Create space so your team feels comfortable and safe, not operating, but moving throughout the map. And you can see on the mini-map there, I wish I had one of those telestrators so I could circle right where the Omen is of UA. There's Nemo right there. Just had plenty of space. See, look how deep this smoke goes. It's going to drop and allow all of OSU to push up further. We saw UA smoke. It's a bit closer to the archway. That wouldn't give them as much access to push into Pizza, to push into CT spawn like Beanies loves so much. But really love that play from Custard. Super, super heads up from that side.
And you can see A-Site yet again is going to be the choice here. Now OSU is going to be trading out 1-for-1. UA playing defense here. You got to make sure you wait for that retake as Sai is going to be playing around with the Spectre here. A great gun to be using, especially in this second round. And Toasty, you can even make a case for that Marshall being deadly because nobody's going to be packing more than... Actually, I shouldn't be saying nobody because quite a few people bought full armor. I take that back there, stream. But nonetheless, OSU trying to play defense on this site as Rio's going to be taking down Sai. Nicely done, leaving just a 3 versus 4. And that's going to be a 3 versus 3. Zen with a nice lineup, going to be getting a kill with the shock arrow. Oh, Zen, an unfortunate jump. Just a little too far right there. Didn't see someone right behind them. Rio picking up a 4K. And OSU getting themselves back on the board.
Yeah, and props to OSU, right? They lost the pistol round. They force bought. And they're really... You can show that force buy proves to me, Beanies, that they're betting on themselves. They know there's a comeback. you would not see them force buy in that situation and possibly give themselves a third losing round in a row to go down. That would be what, 11-5. They're betting on themselves. They believe they can get this gun. They believe they can get this round win. I mean, look at Custard. Oh, as I said that, he's just going to sell their weapon back. They had a Phantom in hand, so that could have shown me some real promise. But traded it for the Spectre. This is middle. Toasty opens up. Look at the space Toasty has created. Oh, boy. That kill from Zen is huge. On to Neon. Dragonfly has to win this battle in the 2v1, but the flank, Beanies, the flank.
Oh, and there's going to be no flank stake today, my friends. Dragonfly's going to be taking down Toasty, trying to sneak up from behind. You can't be doing that with a classic, my friends. OSU, though, still at a deficit in agent numbers, but fortunately enough, they do have the spike in their hand, so it's just going to be a matter of where they want to take this, folks. And with a minute left on the clock, it's going to be a lot of guessing, a lot of mental games here between the two teams. Where do you take the spike? Where do you approach from? Is UA going to be able to read this? They know that Cypher was just seen in middle, so Psy, with this Bucky, is going to be lying in wait. Perfectly done right there, taking down Dragonfly, waiting for the perfect opportunity there, and that's going to give OSU a little bit of a tougher task getting onto the site and dropping a spike. You can see Custard just barely misses out and getting shot in the head, but Nemo is going to be putting that Sheriff to good use, my friends, and with the headshots coming in, that gun looks so good, but this Spectre's making it look even easier. But Shorty also packing. The Sheriff is going to be taking down OSU for UA's 10th round of the match.
Yeah, Beanies, look at this. OSU, they really can't buy up. They're going to be on upgraded pistols, maybe a Stinger here or two, but I don't see them winning this round against the likes of Toasty and Nemo if they have fully upgraded weapons and armor. Still waiting for the buy to come through for Toasty. There it is. One Phantom, one Vandal. And I mean, you're really just asking Zen and Shorty to play cleanup at this point. Psy's going to get in there, create some space, buy some time with a Lear, but I mean, it's really all in Neon and Custard's hands right now. Excuse me, Toasty and Nemo's hands.
Series is going to be using the running back there. Psy going to be dropping Neon, though, helping the defense get a brief moment to breathe, but Dragonfly cutting their oxygen supply short as Shorty's going to be getting dropped quite quickly. And OSU getting the spike down, closing the door. They have control of the site, but Nemo, a force to be reckoned with, taking down Dragonfly. Watch out for the Vandal here. Asai also getting an elimination, and UA, they have the numbers. Rio in a really tough spot right now, along with only having a Stinger. Going to be giving away his location there thanks to the Lear, but Custard, the only one standing, trying to give up a last stand worthy of a memory, but unfortunately UA is just going to be burning away the history books as they take this 11th round.
And Beanies, we have to criticize Rio in that round. Once OSU got the spike down, they had the Hunter's Fury. You could have sent Rio all the way back into A main and just wait for the spike to be tapped. That's the way you should play that round. Anytime there's a Hunter's Fury up and you're on attack, play off the site. Just have your teammates buy as much time as you can, because in that case, time really is an additional member of your team. So really questionable decision there from OSU. Let's take a look at the ult economy as it stands now, though. Rio with that Hunter's Fury as stated. Custard with a From the Shadows. And I believe that's going to be Dragonfly with a Neural Theft. On the opposite side, UA, they have that Empress on Psy, and they have a From the Shadows of their own in the hands of Nemo. So Nemo could look to use that From the Shadows, get a little bit of early intel if they wanted to pop it back here, pop it middle. We could see a big rotation come out with that From the Shadows. They can play basically wherever they want and teleport over to that other site. It's going to make things uncomfortable here for OSU.
Nemo is aware of some possible movement here by OSU. Going to be waiting for the lineup, just misses out, getting dropped there. 64 HP left here for the Omen from Alabama, but he's still alive, and that's what matters. Is they can play defense, they can hold up their own, but look at the rotation. They left two members behind just to keep the side of Alabama interested, but OSU already has the spike long gone. They threw out the cyber cage just to sell the ruse, but you can see, folks, they're going to be moving towards A site.
30 seconds left.
But are they going to be heard? You can see on your minimap, Jet and Reyna both inside of that. It's going to be A recon dart thrown onto site, and you can see Jet with the tailwind throwing it out there. An Omen TP, actually the ultimate, excuse me, stopped in its tracks. And with 10 seconds left, Toasty's going to be dropping series here, folks. The spike has been planted, and now it's going to be an all-out brawl for taking over the site. Custer going to be dropping one. There's that Hunter's Fury that Speezy was talking about before, but Neon's going to be dropping one. Rio using that Hunter's Fury to perfection, going to be dropping down another. And you can see Neon flexing with the Vandal mechanics, flexing with the aim. But Nemo going to be coming back here, taking out one. Nemo taking down a second. Nemo has to find his way onto the spike. He has to find the remaining 2 members. He has to do what he can to win it for his team, but Dragonfly is going to be dropping Nemo and giving OSU their 6th round win on the center.
Yeah, and Nemo unable to flex that little fin that they have there. But, Beanies, again, the side of UA looks so disciplined. You talk about that fake that OSU just tried to throw out. Sai and Toasty never moved off of A site. They UA, the players on B, never saw the spike. They saw 2 members and they said, hey, let's hold where we are. We don't want to commit to anything. And it didn't win them the round, but I have to commend them for staying true to that call because that takes a lot of guts.
Ooh, Custard, talking about guts. That's a bold teleport to make. If someone is just getting a little aggressive there, they might be able to drop him in his tracks. So it's fortunate that that was not elimination for the Omen from OSU, but Toasty getting a little cozy here in the smoke, Speezy.
Yeah, Beanies, I wish we could see a free cam because Toasty and Neon are right next to each other, and Toasty's going to take down Rio and immediately get traded out. That would have been a hilarious one. They had no idea one another were there. Cypher camera is going to be heard by Shorty. Not too sure of where to look. And again, Series grabbing a great frag. This gives OSU an opening, right? They're still in this game. They're going to push back into spawn and control this B site. But Dragonfly has to win that battle, and they do. Last 2 players coming from CT, and B Series gave up CT control just like that.
Just like that, folks. But it's okay because, look, both members coming from the same location. That can be a risky choice if everyone gets their line of sight on that spot. But it's going to be just a one-on-one trade for the time being. Reyna versus Reyna trading it, or Reyna versus Phoenix, excuse me, trading it out. But that's going to be one eliminated. Zen going to get dropped. Series getting a 3 and a 4-piece right there. Get a side of fries with that one, my friends, because that's going to be OSU picking up their 7th round, and they still have some fight in them yet, folks.
Yeah, still fighting back, like you said. They're not giving up, but Beanies, look at the frags on OSU side. No one really going too crazy. Everyone in the same ballpark for the most part. And if you look at UA, I mean, it's been the Toasty and Nemo show. 22 and 17 frags. I mean, quick maths here, Beanies. These 2 players are out fragging the entire rest of the team.
Yeah, that's always a good sight to see if you're those 2 players. But Toasty getting a little too aggressive right there. Dashes, uses the ultimate. No return on that investment right there, folks. Neon getting another elimination now, and OSU is really starting to see things go their way. The run it back does get stopped there, but that will be a small price to pay, leaving Neon with an opportunity to take down his 3rd kill of the round. The spike is going to follow suit onto A-Site, going to get dropped in just a moment here by Custard, and OSU, they are firing on all cylinders now. They are not ready to lose this game yet.
And Beanies, remember how I talked about limit testing last half, and I said UA was doing a great job. They're not getting too big. They're not feeling themselves yet. That's exactly what that was from Toasty right there. I mean, an updraft, Blade Storm, Tailwind, for what reason? There's no need. You're up and round. You're on the defensive side. You don't need to create space. They have to come to you. I get it. You want to make the highlight play, but at this point, you really just want to get to match point in this round and take the upper hand in a battle that no one really thought you were going to win, to be honest with you. As we say that, Zen takes out Custard. Interesting choice. Dragonfly going to find Nemo.
Oh, Zen.
Beanies, I have to question OSU's decision-making there. If they leave the last player from UA alive, I believe it was Zen, that's a significant loss bonus that UA doesn't get.
Very true. Very true. Zen ultimately dying, though, does, put them in a bad spot nonetheless. Zen, you should note, in the best spot out of everybody on the side of Alabama. So You know, maybe Speezy has some intelligence to what he said right there, but unfortunately, that's hindsight at this point, folks, because it didn't happen. But in your next comp game, hear the words of Speezy in your head and think, should I be dropping this last player, or should I let them take that massive credit loss? We'll see if that if that pays it forward or not. If OSU is going to be happy with their choice there, because if they win out this round right here, they're going to be forcing Alabama into a very tough spot. But Toasty getting Dragonfly eliminated right there with a nice operator shot. And you can see Toasty is really feeling themselves. The defense is in the driver's seat for what feels like the first time in, 3-4 rounds, I think, Spence?
Yeah, I believe so. And Beanie's going back to that earlier point. I'm not saying you don't want to get the frag. Just wait until time expires. Buy yourself another 5 seconds. I mean, it's not going to kill you. I mean, it might, but I doubt it. It'll feel much better if you take the weapon after their loss bonus is minimalized. So, Spike getting planted here. UA going to have to play retake. Full members and full health for UA. Look at the ultimates. An Empress and a lockdown. I am looking at Shorty 2K to make this lockdown count, and there it is, Beanies. But Neon's going to be safe back there in Boathouse.
Yeah, that's going to be a very convenient spot for OSU's Jet to be sitting, but Shorty 2K is going to be taking down one. Custard and Neon, though, responding with anything you can do, we can do better, my friend. But look at the HP left on the Jet from OSU. Oregon State really going to be relying on this Jet's play, and Neon not even going to take a shot. 2 HP, my friend, one more than he actually needed. OSU gets their 9th round win, and my God, Spencer, we're watching a comeback for the ages from OSU.
I mean, don't call it a comeback, because OSU, we've known they had this in them. It was just a matter of when was it going to come out. And now that Toasty's kind of slowed their the killing spree down, it's starting to develop. We're starting to see UA players not necessarily making the greatest decisions. Meanwhile, OSU seems like a cohesive unit. They have a plan, and they're executing it. They're playing patient. They're waiting for one another, and they're not taking unadvantageous fights. Anytime they peak, there's always another player with them for that immediate trade. So we really like that from OSU. And one of the things we haven't seen them do too much is establish a mid presence. But as I say, that Dragonfly possibly going to go lurk here. And there's 4 members in Tree Room on A-Side, Beanie.
Oh my gosh, that's just waiting. It's like fish in a barrel, my friend, and somehow it's only going to be one player from each team eliminated, and the door dropping there is going to give them a brief moment to breathe as Rio with the Odin making it look like a Vandal there, my friends, taking down Sai in, 1-2 shots to the body, beautifully done. And as the spike is going to go down for Oregon State, they have themselves almost another elimination at the hands of Dragonfly, but Shorty 2K showing off why the Stinger is so many people's favorite weapon for a low credit round. Rio, though, with the Odin, gonna be finding a second. The spray transfer looking beautiful there by Rio. And with only Zen left alive for Alabama, Speezy, OSU has finally hit the double digits in rounds.
Yeah, Beanies, the theme of that round is Odin go burr. Zen picked that thing up and just put it to work. Or excuse me, not Zen, Rio put it to work. Found that opening frag onto the Reyna, and then as soon as you see 2 players and the enemy has an Odin, my advantage goes to the Odin, because once that gun starts, it just does not stop. And Phoenix, look at the economy. We have 8,000 credits, 9,000 credits. These players are at the limit, and UA is gambling on themselves. Toasty's operator, light shields. Is it necessary? Toasty has to make this work. If Toasty doesn't make this op work, the entire defense of UA is going to fall apart. I'd love to stay on board here with Toasty and see what they're going to do here.
Trying to find an opening elimination is Toasty, but it's almost like he was read like a children's book, my friend. The Jet smoke is going to be cutting off any chance of that, and he's not even going to play with that idea anymore. Going to find another line of sight to hold. You can see Jet playing back in the CT, but Sai is the one who might be running into some combat here. Just a moment. You love to see this lineup right here. You love to see this position, but unfortunately, again, Toasty not going to be finding anybody. You can see on your minimap, folks, no one's even attempting to go up that mid lane. It's all caution.
Smoke.
That smoke.
I mean, Beanies, the smokes from Nemo, or excuse me, the smokes from Custard have been on point, and the smokes have been deep. They've allowed a lot of space for OSU to operate as Dragonfly's going to spot one. Cage out, Paranoia misses, but Toasty makes Dragonfly pay for overextending there, and I think that might be the go button, Beanies. This A rotation is coming out quick.
Very much so. You can see that the Nitrous was hit there by OSU, and they are going to have to worry about the 5 versus 4 that they are up against. Shorty going to be revealing their location. They're missing the shots, not going to be getting any eliminations just for that. Sai going to be getting a 2-piece. Nicely done. Nemo also joining in on the fun there. And that's going to be leaving Neon as the only member standing here. And that's nicely done. Predicts the line held, but Toasty showing up with that operator they gambled on at the start of the round and getting Alabama their 12th round win. And that's going to be a game 1 point for Alabama.
Beanies, they dropped 5 rounds to get onto match point. It could have all been so simple. Win one more, and we're on match point. We can start to experiment then, but now that this game is extremely close, I mean, it can still go either way. UA really have to make this round count, and again, Toasty with that operator going to have to post up in an unpredictable spot because Custard is on point, and you can see right there, smoking off Cat. Toasty almost looks lost and doesn't know where to go just yet. Also want to point out, Beanies, 1 off of that Blade Storm as we have OSU with a Hunter's Fury and a Blade Storm of their own, while UA only has the Hunter's Fury. So if OSU can get the spike down, play off of the spike. If you're Rio, please, I beg you, and then just sit there with the Hunter's Fury. It's as easy as, you know, clicking mouse 1.
Well, first and foremost, they're going to even have to get the spike down, and we saw last round that UA still has some fight in them to stop that from happening. That's a Killjoy turret that does get exposed, but nicely covered up by the team. OSU going to be charging on the site, and Custard's going to be left to his devices to plant. And intelligently enough, Alabama choosing to retake this as a 5-man unit. And you can see OSU and Alabama both understanding what's on line here, folks. It's Alabama's chance to take game 1, to upset in game 1 the Titan that is OSU in their group.
And Beanies, take a look at the minimap. Look where Rio's posted up on that Sova. Just completely out of fight. Neon in series, though, going huge. Run it backs invested. This round is going to be OSU's unless something magical happens right here.
No chance for that, my friends. Unfortunately, Hogwarts is quite the jump away, and series is going to be taken down 1, leaving Zen as the remaining member standing here. And that Hunter's Fury is alive and well. Not going to be risking that or that weapon. OSU takes this round and gets their 11th round. Ooh! Zen making sure he gets a goodie bag at the end of the party there, even if he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, might have found themselves a Phantom at the bottom of that goodie bag. So quick little $2,900 come up. Either flip that or keep it for yourself. I mean, it was a glitch pop one, so might keep that one for myself. If you haven't gotten that, go into your store.
You already own it. Don't even lie to me.
I do not own that skin, Beanies. I am, you know, all my money was in game stocks, and I have no skin money left. So much like the stock of UA, it was rising meteorically and it has somewhat fallen off. So Toasty's gonna have to do it. We keep talking about it, Beanies, time and time again, but it's almost like OSU are just playing avoid the Toasty at this point.
I mean, why not? Toasty seems to be the X factor here for UA. If you can make the team crumble around Toasty and force them into a really uncomfortable spot, maybe feeling like they have to outperform their opponents, that's when mistakes happen. Neon taking down Nemo as the smoke falls. Incredible timing. Custard returning the kill onto Sai. UA is at a disadvantage here with the Hunter's Fury coming out, but it only delays the spike push. No damage, actually. Maybe a brief shot there on the Omen. I missed the beginning of that. But nonetheless, Omen a little bit hurt. OSU getting the spike plant down. And UA, with 3 members alive, have to retake against the 4 of OSU. And this Blade Storm is going to be huge. But Custard! It's like a cherry in an orchard tree, my friend. You should not be hanging up that high. Get taken back down there. But Zen! A 1, a 2, a 3. Zen might be playing hero this time. Might be the Alabama savior. It's going to take this, but Series is ready. Series throws down the molly, forces them to a bad spot. That's going to be a lot of damage. Their one shot, Zen, is on the verge of dropping. And it's all waiting game. It's all patience. It's all playing the timer. And OSU, they're going to wait for it. They're going to do it. Series is going to get the win in the 1v1. And folks, We are going to overtime.
OT, baby. I mean, what a play right there from Zen to bring it back even to that one-on-one. We said it was going to take something magical, almost delivered, but not quite. Serious displayed great patience and great map awareness. Heard that spike get tapped, hot hands went out, and I mean, you have to kind of question Zen a bit there. Stayed a little bit longer than normal people would have in that molly, looking like a Summit 1G kind of vibe there.
Man, you really gotta drag him right now.
Oh, Summit? Yeah, he's forever getting dragged. What are you talking about? I mean, Nemo's swimming back to his dad, trying to find something, get the boys and girls and everyone else back into this game. If you're UA, Beanies, one thing I want to point out, no one made the 5,000 credit investment in OT. No one is feeling the operator that much just yet, but Rio got the recon drone, trying to do a little bit of scouting here. Not going to find a thing. The gun barrel spotted in series makes Beanies. That's a huge pick. That's Toasty down.
Very much so. A huge elimination right there. OSU is going to be actually losing series there as we started to talk of it. Nemo getting a much needed kill for UA, giving us a 4 versus 4 in overtime. And oh, you can feel the tension in the air, folks. You can see the caution in the play. After that 1 versus 1 trade, both teams taking a step back, ensuring that they get out with as many lives as possible. And now UA is taking their sights and the spike towards B, but look at what's set up there. That's the Cypher trip. That's the Cypher camera, and that's going to be a nice lineup, but it just barely misses. UA, beautiful dispersion right there, and that's going to be the go button. The Nitrous has been hit, but that's a tripwire that's also going to be hit, my friends, and Shorty going to be trading out a kill as Rio does as well, giving us a 3 versus 3. Make that a 3 versus 2. Now it's a 3 versus 2 versus 1. The numbers just keep falling, my friends. It's like watching my GME stock profile, but OSU gets the 2-man left alive. 13th round win. OSU up top in this overtime.
Beanies, you know how it goes. The Odin just goes burr. I mean, Rio on this weapon looks just at home. It's almost Sinatra-esque, if you will. That was
almost.
Yeah, it was Sinatra-esque. That's what, his second double kill, at least with the Odin. There was one to save the round. There was a triple kill to secure the round. I mean, Rio is just ice in their veins. Beautifully, beautifully done. And we need to see something here from the side of UA. This could be an absolutely demoralizing defeat if they were up, what, at one point? 10-7, 11-7, if I'm not mistaken? And series just deleting Psy out of the server. What a shot. They don't want to play too much in this series, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know if he hit left click or Control-Alt-Delete at that point. It's really just up in the air for which one of those happened because it really was so fast. Nicely done. And OSU again. I shouldn't even say OSU, both teams again. Playing very cautious. That first blood is going to be forcing UA to really think about their movements. Remember, UA had a massive lead. They were up 8-4 at halftime, folks. And now look at the score. UA is fighting to stay alive in this first game. And Nemo is using that lucky fin to its fullest effect. Going to be taking down Dragonfly, giving a 4 versus 4 over to the defense. A much needed evening of the battlefield. But look at the spread of the players, folks. Look at the spread of the offense. Jets are going to be running into each other momentarily. And the rest of this offense is going to be pushing towards A site. But those Killjoy traps, the alarm bot, the turret, everything is set up on that A chokehold. And it's all going to be thrown down at once. You can see the turret use, the alarm bot, the grenade. But there's still one on A site. And through all this, no, Custard is going to be dropped as we tried to say that. And Nemo's going to be following up the Shorty 2K elimination. And now it's a 4 versus 2. It's going to be up to the eliminations to try and salvage this one. Rio's going to be taking down one. Rio's looking for another. Does in fact get it, but the spike's getting picked up, folks. You got to get the spike down. You got to get it down. And that's going to be Neon just barely squeezing it out. The shock arrows are not going to come in. And nobody knows Rio's here. The trigger discipline is beautiful. And Rio, Neon, they're going to team up. They're going to be taking that one. But Zen's going to have to play hero. He's going to have to make up for the lost chance before. Zen, the only member left standing, jumps out with the knife. And no, he jumps out at the worst time. And Rio, with the Odin, wins it in overtime for Oregon State.
Beanies, I mean, what was that from Zen? Pulled out the knife, 360, trying to get sponsored by Doritos, MLG, Mountain Dew, all the above. I mean, you had you just jump down with your weapon out. It's an easy frag. Rio had what, 25, 30 HP if I'm not mistaken? On
It's, just barely enough to keep on surviving, I'll tell you that much. It was an unfortunate knife pullout. I mean, it was a Sub Rosa kind of moment. I mean, the same exact sight it happened also. TSM fans having flashbacks right now, but it's okay. It's okay. Unfortunately, for Alabama, may not be as okay because, as we said, they were up 8-4 at halftime, and Oregon State powering back through teamwork and discipline, get their game 1 win. And after this short break, folks, we're going to be seeing who takes it in game number 2 as we set our sights on Haven. Welcome back, my friends. I hope you grabbed some water, got a chance to hydrate during the break, because from the looks of game one, we may be in for quite the series, folks, because after game one, OSU barely squeaking out a win against the University of Alabama in overtime at a score 14-12. And OSU, I mean, it didn't look like they were going to be getting the win for the entire game, Speezy. And honestly, if I'm going to be quite honest, Alabama should have taken that W.
Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think you're correct. I mean, Alabama, they were dominating at the half. We saw an 8-4 half, if I'm not mistaken here. I'm just checking my notes. 8-4 half. They went up at one point 10-7. I mean, I know it sounds like it's only 3 rounds. They were up 10-7. They lost to an eco. I mean, when you lose to an eco and that's what starts the snowball, the mental game is just, it can deteriorate after that. But also, I mean, round 3, we saw, or excuse me, for the first 3 rounds, we saw OSU starting hot. They came out, they won the pistol, won the subsequent rounds, and they were off to a 3-0 start. So I thought, okay, Oregon State doing what they do best. It's going to be, a steamroll. But I love the fight that Alabama brought back. Once they really got some upgraded weapons, they took the fight to Oregon. They mixed everything up. I mean, we saw rushes, we saw contacts, and they did everything that they could. Unfortunately, not able to get it off the lines. I think where they need to improve is a bit more on that defensive side. I really want to see them just be a bit more patient. And we talked about yeah, right there, Beanies. We talked about them not limit testing on offense, but as soon as they got onto the defensive side, I mean, they were taking every challenge they could. We saw one toasty just blade storm, tailwind, updraft mid with no information whatsoever. So, I mean, there were a couple of questionable decisions there, not using your ultimates. It's hearsay at this point. Map number 2, it's Haven. This is my favorite map to cast as a player. I can't stand it, but casting it, it's such a unique perspective. Now that the game's been out for almost a year now, we're used to seeing the 3 bomb sites, but Shorty 2K on the side of Alabama, are they going to continue to run that Killjoy? Because if they have to rotate the entire length of the map, that's a lot of utility that you're not going to be able to have. So really want to see if they maybe run a Sage, or maybe even if they run the Cypher. That can give you a bit more usefulness when it comes to locking down a site and rotating across the map. So really want to see that. Also, Beanies, this is a map where Yoru can absolutely shine. I mean, fake outs with the footsteps down short, teleports down the opposite side. I mean, we can see it all here. So I really want to see a Yoru pick. I think it would be fantastic if we see Sai hop off that Reyna and go on Yoru duty. Those are my keys to Alabama winning. I would love
to see a Yoru pick. I've talked about it on multiple broadcasts about how badly I want to see Yoru get a chance in the spotlight. But unfortunately, that footstep ability really leaves something to be desired. I mean, I've talked about before, you can hear the difference between a Yoru footstep and every other character's footstep if you just listen for the accessories. But Yoru not even being toyed with here. OSU not even waiting 5 seconds. They're going to be locking in instantly. And OSU actually going to be making only a slight change to their composition, going with a Neon Reyna in place of the Jet. And then on the other hand, we get a very quick lock-in actually from both sides. So we're going to be loading up on the Haven. But Speezy, I want your thoughts. Giving up the Jet, going for the Reyna, what does this indicate they're going to do?
This indicates to me that they are going to play as a team. They're not expecting Neon to just run off with the operator and go ballistic, because this map was designed for the op. There's so many long sight lines from A, from C, that she can shine and take fights by herself, get that shot, tailwind out of dodge. But they have 2 flashes in that curveball from Series and the Lear from Neon. So they're going to play very quickly. They're going to execute heavily, and they're not looking to default and play for picks. They're going with intentions onto a site. But we're going to have to wait to see that, as OSU is going to start on this defensive side. And taking a look at the attack from University of Alabama, I mean, we saw this last round. Investing heavily into the pistols are both sides even. I mean, 3 frenzies, a couple of ghosts, light shields here, light shields there. This is going to be a bloodbath, Beanies, and I'm here for it.
Exactly. I'm a big frenzy fan, unfortunately. Going to be getting a slight touch in the next patch, but we're not even near that, so we don't have to worry about it yet, folks. The frenzy's alive and well here, as It's going to be an ulti orb taken there early on for the Killjoy, trying to build up her ultimate. And I love how much that indicates about the game plan from Alabama. You can tell that by having that Killjoy take the ulti orb first, as Neon picks up 2 kills, but having that Killjoy take that ulti orb first, you can definitely see they really value Killjoy's ultimate. They're really looking to make plays with that. They used it very well in the last map, but this round in general is going in the favor of OSU as Rio picks up an elimination. Sai going to try and take this duel, but unfortunately going to be stuck with a reload as Neon going to pick up a 3-piece, already showing that the Reyna switch may have been the correct choice. As Toasty, the star player from UA from the last game, going to be the lone member to try and take on 4 from OSU. Just going to have to approach with caution, approach a little hesitation. Going to be getting a nice little 1-tap there onto Neon, leaving the rest of the team here to just run off and play defensively. They know where the spike is. You don't need to take a risky peek like you just saw your teammate do. I love the choice by this team to take that L and then go with it, not try and press their luck. Really putting Toski on the back burner here, going to try and find series, but that will be the Phoenix from OSU cleaning up the pistol round.
Yeah, Beanie's similar story to what we saw last map, right? OSU takes the pistol. I will almost guarantee we will see an entire force buy. Oh, Beanies, I don't know yet.
Yeah, we can see from OSU the defense is going to be forcing up quite a few credits here. Neon, I'm a massive fan of what Neon's doing. I do it on my Reyna games. You should do it if you play Reyna. If you win that first round,
not doing
never
it.
mind.
He's not doing it.
Neon's not doing it. He just wanted me to look like a fool with my pants on the ground, but it's okay. I'll pick him up. OSU still sitting pretty to try and take this. A nice choice. Going to get out of dodge. Try and find a kill there. Going for the right clicks. Getting one. Looking for more. That's going to be fish in a barrel right there for the rest of OSU because they have found everyone from UA and Custard. Finishing off Sai, OSU taking that second round. This is looking exactly like the Ascent run.
Now, if OSU take this, actually, no, UA is going to upgrade all of their weapons if they can. Sai possibly going to bring out a Bulldog or a Guardian. Let's see. No, opts for the Phantom with light shield. So, interesting decision again. Beanies, this is the bonus round for OSU, but their weaponry can be superior. You really need UA to take longer fights with these guns. The Spectres and the Stingers shine close combat. Everyone knows that. So, it's an odd choice if they just go for the straight up B push here because they go into Garage. That's going to be a win for OSU. But Toasty able to take down Neon. That's a huge opening pick because Neon has been going pretty wild as of late.
Very much so. A good first elimination for UA, but they have to make sure that they allow the rest of the dominoes to follow, folks. Sai looking towards Garage. Not going to be finding anyone. Nobody taking a peek just yet as both Sova's going to be using those recon drones to minimal effect, it looks like, for both sides, actually. Not much information gained for either Sova. As now our offense from Alabama going to be, by the looks of it, choosing A site as their place of execution. Now, they have about 45 seconds left, Speezy, so they don't have to go for this necessarily, and they may get dissuaded by the Cypher traps, but that's going to be Toasty stepping up and unfortunately stepping to his demise. Dragonfly going to be taken down one, but Speezy, they do go with A, and they're committed to this whether or not it goes well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you really have to. They don't really have too much time to rotate all around the map. If it was a bit earlier and they committed to that, they could certainly do it. But Rio taking down Shorty, going to send that recon drone. And one waits for the second one. That recon dart's going to give him one more. But Sai and Zen going to work here on site. And it's Custard versus the world. I believe taps the spike, gets one, snaps, and almost finds the head of Sai, but Sai able to put the nails in the coffin and get the first round for UA on the board. And Beanies, round number 3, as soon as they get weapons in the hand, we saw this again last map. They look good, but look at the economy. Shorty's going to be on a Stinger. Toasty can't invest fully here, so this is going to be a bit of an eco, or not an eco buy, but almost a broken buy, if you will, as on the side of OSU as well. I'm curious to see if Toasty's going to sell those heavy shields. No, just going to opt to invest in the Stinger. So would have loved to see him.
I think he sold the Stinger back at the last minute. He's going to be using that Blade Storm, and I think also going to be relying on picking up a gun possibly from either a Bladestorm killer or whoever else will drop it, because that full armor is a hefty investment if you do end up losing this round, Spence.
It certainly is. So they really have to go to work. Does Toasty there? And I mean, we've seen it before. Toasty has gone ballistic and found huge frags, but this is going to be a make or break round for them because, again, they win this. Economy is broken. There's no loss bonus for them to fall back on as Nemo takes down Custard. And Ultimate Economy, we saw the Bladestorm get popped. We also have an Empress for the side of UA, one for OSU as well, and a Hunter's Fury. So if UA look to get this spike down, I mean, we could possibly see Rio shut that all down with a big Hunter's Fury as OSU is pinned down back far on this map.
Yeah, you can see on your mini-map, folks, almost the entire defense is going to be caught sitting at Seaside, except for Neon, and honestly, it looks like that's the only one that matters. Picking up 1, picking up 2, picking up 3! Neon putting on a masterclass of why you pick Reyna. The outplays are incredible. 1 elimination turns into 3 eliminations, but Zen stops the momentum right there for Neon. Rio almost losing control of the spray right there. Maybe did a bit, but ultimately does get the kill, so we won't talk about that too much, my friend. Toasty just dashing through the snow. No open slates for this reindeer, my friends. That's just going to be an elimination. And with 4 seconds left, we'll be getting the spike down, but unfortunately, that timer was not in your favor, my friend. OSU getting back on the board, taking a 3rd round.
Neon is making this Reyna choice look galaxy brain. I mean, peeking into the smoke, hitting a perfect timing in the already damaged member on the side of UA and Nemo, and then just immediately dismissing away if they popped Empress there, Beanies, that could have been a 4K very, very easily. But Neon again makes it look easy and just knows what they're doing when it comes to using their abilities. That's what it's all about in Valorant. So props to Neon, and that's a great highlight play to add to the montage there.
Oh, you can see a tailwind onto site, but Neon's just going to be saying, hello, how you doing? To go back to spawn. Toasty going to be getting dropped right there, and then the spike going to follow suit. But Series is going to be taking down Psy after the spike goes down, leaving a very one-sided round for just a moment. But Shorty 2K took this into their own hands, going to be sending it back into UA's favor, sending ultimately a 2 versus 2 on the site. And with the spike ticking down, this is going to be OSU having to fight against the timer, having to fight against the line of sight. That's going to be one member being shown. Yes, both members are going to show. They're going to peek from both sides, but Real's going to win their duel. Custer's going to win theirs. Men in black, back-to-back action. OSU getting their 4th round.
Here comes the OSU. I mean, that was very pretty team play, and that shows to me that they have a lot of trust in one another, because traditionally I'd love to see them peak both players together or turn those one-on-ones into a 2v1 on separate occasions. So very well done here, OSU. I mean, they're looking good. They look like they're just absolutely dominating right now. And UA, Look at the scoreboard. Nemo only able to find 1 frag, no one going positive. So not only are OSU playing patient and playing the waiting game, but they are fragging phenomenally right now.
And that's all you can really be asking for if you're an OSU fan. You're seeing 4-1 after a back and forth game 1. You're feeling good. You just got to see this stay up, and there is going to be Alabama's first chance to use that Killjoy ultimate. We mentioned in the first round they were building towards that, and here in round 6 they are finally able to put it to use. It's going to be, oh my god, Dragonfly through the smoke, going to be using the utility to perfection. Folks, this is why you pick Cypher. Through the smoke, through the wall, these infrared sights are so incredibly useful. It's no wonder that Dragonfly consistently goes back to this character time and time again. And look at that, even picking up the elimination there off screen. But with the trades going back and forth, OSU still able to hold the numbers advantage. They just need to get the spike back. And Nemo in a really bad spot, going to get caught from behind. Shorty 2K, the only one left standing, playing to the defuse, maybe going for exit frag. Not much else you could be asking for here, and not even going to get that as Rio just hands Shorty the short end of the stick, and that's going to be OSU taking round 5.
Yeah, Rio hitting the Tatsu Hadouken right there and just spinning them into the next round. I mean, this is clinical and precision from OSU. Neon able to find first bloods time and time again. Dragonfly even holding their own and just staying to their sights. One of the things about Haven as a map is it relies a lot on individual talents. I mean, 3 bomb sites, traditionally you'll throw 1 person on each site, 1 player garage, and then possibly stack someone into A short. So it relies on you hitting shots, and so far, Custard through the 2 smokes just does not care.
Custard with the pre-fire going to line up a shot onto Jet, and honestly played with getting another elimination as well, but only going to get 1 for the time being. And Rio is actually in the perfect spot but cannot make a choice between 2 targets and will get neither. That's going to be a nice little opening for the Alabama squad. They needed that. They could be using this to get some weapons, but Neon Series not going to give them a chance to breathe here, dropping 2 members. Custard following it up with a third, taking down his own counterpart, and that's going to be OSU dominating this first half here, taking 6 rounds and booking themselves at least a tie. But I guarantee you, I will put money on it. OSU is going to get more than just 6-round wins.
And Beanies, I mean, this is almost like a reverse of last map. We saw UA kind of get off to a slow start and then stomp for the last, 7-8 rounds of the half. But if OSU can keep their foot on the pedal and just suffocate UA, I mean, there's no coming back from this. It's a demoralizing half. If this goes 10-2 even, if they can get, OSU can get double digits in this half, UA, I mean, at that point, open up Task Manager and just hope for the best. Maybe spill some water on your keyboard and get a technical timeout. Buy some time, get a game plan going, because right now, whatever the game plan is not working out super well.
Yeah, Alabama came into ascent. They looked practiced, poised on their attack, but on Haven, they just can't seem to find their footing. It's like OSU's just throwing banana peels on the floor, and they're just watching the rest of the world burn as they enjoy first place. And I'm sorry, just having Mario Kart flashbacks there, folks. It hits different when you run into a banana peel. But nonetheless, Toasty and Shorty going to be breaking open that door, finding a way for OSU to get dropped, and Alabama to make their way towards Seaside. No, not pulling the trigger just yet, and they may regret that choice because they are just dancing between heaven and hell, and Series is going to take them out of purgatory for the time being. But Shorty getting a 1. No, Dragonfly stopping Shorty in their tracks before they could get a 2-piece. 2 kills now coming out from the Cypher on OSU. Looking for a third, gonna be getting that, trying to find the 4th, and my God, Dragonfly makes it look so easy, taking the fly swatter in his own hands and smacking the hell out of UA.
I need to start a petition in Twitch chat to turn Dragonfly into anything else, like maybe a lightning bug, because that was just unbelievable. Dragonfly holding their own, playing a one-man retake essentially. Huge shots, and as soon as it gets down to the 2v1 and one of those players has an operator, as soon as that op misses, you have to push. Make them pay, and that's exactly what Dragonfly did. We saw Toasty miss the shot, and he was all up in his face. I mean, I guess the name makes sense. Maybe call him Nat, because he's just in your face, serving up headshots time after time.
Oh, you have a nice little recon arrow, but Series is going to stop that before anyone sees. A nice flash is going to come out. 1-2, looked for the third, could not find it, but still going to get a nice return on that investment, getting 2 for 1 life. But in return, UA does find themselves 2 eliminations as well, and that Blade Storm from Toasty cannot find the target. Custard getting 2 headshots, looking for a third, but Zen's going to stop that Omen where he stands, leaving some Sova versus Sova battles here, folks. And this is going to be what looks like, an A-site spike, committing to that choice. Now it's going to be up to Zen to choose an area to hold. But take a look at your map, folks. You can see OSU is going to have their Sova Rio going up A short, and Zen moves at the worst possible time, missing out, but does get a scan, so is aware of his location. And now Rio is also aware of Zen's location. This is just an old-fashioned Western standoff, and only one of them is going to stand, but Rio is going to be the quick draw trigger finger, taking down UA. And that's OSU winning yet another round, keeping the momentum on their side.
And Beanies, again, one of those decisions where, I mean, possibly if you're Zen, do you look to play off site? I respect the trusting their mechanical ability to stay and take that fight, hoping they can find the headshot. But in the end, Rio just times it that much better. the timing was an interesting one there because both players turned their backs for a hot second and just missed each other. So, I mean, that's just unlucky. Call of Duty timing is what I call that one. But chalk that one up to the next round. And Beanies, look at the eco. Toasty investing heavily in this operator again. I mean, we saw it first map. Toasty went off with this thing. But so far, hasn't been there. And again, look at the angle on the mini map that he's watching. For those of you trying to follow along as well, it's the red or was the red jet, now the red X in window. How do you lose that fight to series with a Phantom?
It's a tough one. That's a tough one to swallow, but OSU still able to sit in the driver's seat. They are up 4-3 in the round, going to be looking to take down UA yet again, but UA, they're aware someone is on their flank. They're aware that they need to keep that in mind, but they're going to make the choice to head towards A. The smoke is going to head up towards heaven. Nobody is going to be home, though. Smoke number 2 going to cut off an entrance through CT. No, excuse me, did not actually go towards CT. Dragonfly, though, going to be taken down too. UA is only left with Zen. Yet again, Zen finding 1, finding 2. This is incredible by the Sova from UA, but Series is going to be throwing out the flashes. Not going to find him. Zen got the quick feet, but does not have the quick hands. That's going to be Series holding the site, getting the 9th round in the hands of OSU.
Yeah, Series not buying for the fake. It looked like Zen was trying to fake the footstep sounds like they were rotating. I mean, would have had plenty of time to rotate possibly to the B site. I don't know about C. That's asking a lot of them. But, I mean, Zen has stepped up so far. We've seen them almost clutch up 2 rounds. But again, Beanies, look at the frags. Something has happened because the shots that they were hitting last map are not landing on this one. And one of the things I do want to point out as well is Alabama was the one who picked Ascent and lost. So Oregon kind of feels at home and almost like they're playing with house money at this point. They got some dividends. They saw Palantir growing and they wanted to reinvest. So, I mean, this is really at this point Alabama's series to lose here the way they're playing right now.
Oh, you're going to have a Killjoy ultimate executed. Alabama looking to get a spike onto B site quite possibly, forcing Dragonfly off. And one of the unfortunate parts of that Killjoy ultimate actually is Dragonfly still able to hold a line of sight onto B site, so that we'll get some spray shots in there. And yes, Dragonfly off screen going to be taken down side, taking down another Neon with a 3rd. All headshots, all eliminations here. Everybody with crisp aim, getting the final blows. Dragonfly, though, picking up the 3-piece, the 4-piece, and my God, this Cypher from OSU is absolutely outperforming in this game.
I can't tell if TSM Cutler Sentinel's drone even went back to school and is enrolled at OSU, because Dragonfly just looks like they can't miss. The Cypher cams, they're high, they're nerd cams in the sky, something that you wouldn't check every day, and the shot is just, it's so pretty. I mean, you want to put a bow on that and send it off to somebody, because there's nothing you can do when you're challenging Dragonfly right now.
Exactly. Dragonfly is just having one of those games where they're feeling themselves. It's a Cypher that's finding kill after kill, and a lot of these are multi-kill rounds that are coming through, so it's a lot of a momentum thing. When Cypher starts feeling himself, he's really going to start pushing through the round, landing those headshots, landing those left clicks. But now Alabama, last round before halftime, this offense is going to try and just salvage what they can in this final round, try and get one more round win under their belt. They have yet to do so with the spike plant. They've only done so through elimination, so they're going to have to do it yet again. And here you can see the site is going to be taken over. Dragonfly with the patience going to be getting 1, but Zen, a nice lineup, going to be getting the return kill, ultimately giving a 4 versus 4 now, and the site over to Alabama.
And Beanies, I mean, what is Alabama doing? Zen has Hunter's Fury, stick him in the back off site, and just let him go to work once the spike gets pinged, but they're getting picked apart as OSU retake. They just look so strong. I mean, it looks like, is there a Valorant retake community that I don't know about, or their community servers? Because OSU is just making it look so easy.
They really are. It's a day and night difference from the OSU we saw in Game 1. And you could even argue the Alabama we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, for that matter, because both these teams are not playing the way that we saw they did in game 1. Now, OSU did ultimately win that game with a fantastic comeback, but Alabama had some great fight in them, and we're just not seeing that here on Haven. And as Speezy pointed out, Haven was the choice of Oregon here, so it's no surprise they came out ready and prepared. But Alabama, they're really either they haven't just hit the books on Haven, or maybe they forgot to go over this in VOD review because they look lost on their offense. And now on defense, maybe they're going to have a chance to salvage a few rounds here and there, but they can only afford to give up 2 more rounds for this entire game as we start the pistol.
And Beanies, I'm not even hesitant to say, if OSU win this pistol, it's GG. I mean, there's no way that UA can come back from that. They're going to buy up into next round. Is Toasty getting very aggressive here? Going to spot the foot of Dragonfly, see if they can get something. Both players trading shots at each other, but I mean, Toasty really overextended here and gets one though. Okay, takes down Dragonfly, and Neon not caring about being vulnerable. That's going to bite you in the behind.
Yeah, that will for sure. Rio, though, going to find a classic kill, and Custer going to pick up one as well. But Series and Custard, the only 2 remaining from OSU, and Alabama still has Psy alive in garage. No more orbs, no more abilities left for that Reyna, so just going to be a normal agent here, but that's more than enough. And Zen still putting up big plays here when needed. Both going to find an elimination here, and Alabama striking first blood in the second half.
Yeah, and I like the play from Psy, right? They could have easily pushed a 2v1 on C site, denied the spike plant, but instead letting the spike go down, say let OSU have the additional credits, and wait for your team to make it a 3v2. I mean, from there, it's easy pickings, right? So very well done. Smart play from Psy, and a little bright spot. Pick me up. Say clean slate, second half. Let's see if we can start a run of our own, because if they can do it, I'm sure we can as well.
Take a look at the buys here, folks. You can see the full purchase coming in from both of these teams. Stingers across the board for OSU. No surprise there. They're really risking it for the biscuit here, folks. 200 credits between 5 players, and all 200 of those were just on one of them. So really going to be putting their best foot forward here. That will be a successful recon arrow. Clutch arrow, giving them all the info they needed to send the rest of their team over the site, but that may not win them the gunfights here, folks. Zen stuck between a rock and a hard place, going to be dropped there, taken down by Neon, but Nemo returning the kill in tow. Custer going to get a chance to plant the site here, and OSU able to take control of A. Now they have to hold it against the defense, and Dragonfly headshot through the wall, taking down Toasty. Nicely done. And then with the trades coming across here and OSU having the numbers advantage, you got to think that it's going to be looking good for them. Custer changing line of sight, but Custer going to get a second kill onto Shorty. OSU 12-2, and that's going to be series point here for Oregon State U.
It certainly is, and Beanies, credits-wise, they have to buy out. There's no reason to hold on to anything as we see the investments come in. We have a Bucky, a Vandal. Toasty's gonna have to do something with that Vandal if UA have any hopes of coming back in this. But on the same side, Neon says, I know it's your final round. I have a couple of match points to play with, so why don't I invest Vandal, half shields, and Beanies, I mean, it's difficult, extremely difficult when you're facing 13 match points and you give up first blood. Toasty, though, making the Vandal go to work, finds one, and Dragonfly says, you're not getting out of here. I'm going to shut that down.
Yeah, Dragonfly, nicely done, and they're going to get a Vandal for that kill. Expending Cypher Cages just to get that, a well worth investment, though, if you ask me. Getting that Vandal is going to be huge for the remainder of the round, especially in the hands of Dragonfly, star player of the second game for OSU, as they're looking to close out this best of 3 against Alabama. One round remaining.
Beanies, look at the mini-map. I mean, OSU, they've picked the right site. UA has no one in position to even slow this push down. They're going to storm on the site, check corners, we're clear, get the spike down, and they are 40 seconds away from taking this home in a dominating fashion on map number 2 here.
Series waiting with the flash. He's trying to find someone in a bad situation, but no one from UA is committing just yet. Expending all utility before required. The paranoia is actually going to miss, and Neon's going to be taking that one series, going to get another, and with only Zen left standing, we've seen this story before, but folks, it always has a sad ending, and Zen is going to try to take on the world, but David can only do so much, and as he fights, and he breathes, and he tries to take down Goliath, it's going to be Custard who delivers the killing blow, and that's going to be OSU taking a 2-0 against University of Alabama.
And Beanies, I'm going to give you an opportunity that you may never get again.
Okay.
I mean, Oregon State Beavers living up to their name, because damn, that was clean. I mean, they did everything right. Dragonfly 18-10. Did they miss a shot? I don't think so. They came out, they started aggressive in round number 1. That pistol on Haven, it was a straight rush. They wasted no time, and from there, it was just a snowball. So congratulations to Oregon State. They're going to move to 3-0. Alabama falls to 1-2. They put up a great first map on Ascent. It was blow for blow, but I think when it comes to maps that aren't their picks, they have some work to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, you could tell that Alabama had a plan. They had a strategy for Ascent. There was a reason that they chose that map, but as you said, Haven, it just left something to be desired. And OSU did not squander any opportunities on that second map of Haven. And we're going to get a chance to talk to one of our winning members of Oregon State in just a few moments after this break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.